The new era of Sooner civilization. Few players hit the transfer portal. A lot has happened over the last holiday weekend. We've got to dive into it and talk about it. So let's do that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. Let's dive into what's going on in the news with the Sooners over the last few days. We've got the Alamo Bowl coming Thursday night. Hopefully y'all tuning in. That is at 8:20 Central Time. So was that 9:20 Eastern, 6:20 Pacific, whatever the time is. But the press conferences are starting to go on. And so we've got to see the inside thoughts and mind of our new two-headed monster on the offensive side with Seth Littrell and Joe John Finley. They dove into their press conference today. We had the Brent Venables press conference. But before we dive into some of the thoughts we had behind that, because I have a lot of them, a lot of good nuggets came out of that press conference. I want to talk about the big news, the transfer portal guys. We have a few guys that have hit the portal over the last, 72 hours. And so kind of want to talk about that first. So let's dive in. First off, one of the big ones that got in, and I got to say this statement first. Sooner Nation, a lot of you, not all, but a lot of you need to do better, right? You need to do better about your thoughts and angst towards people who have come in and just played their butts off. So backup quarterback Davis Beville has hit the transfer portal. And, Beville came here when Coach Levy and Venables came in, and he was here as a backup. Now, the one thing about him is he was a great corporate guy. He was very much in tune and understanding his role. He's there to help. He was very helpful to a lot of people. Everybody said he was a stand-up guy. So the hate that he received online bothered me. It bothered me a lot because we don't do that to our players that leave, especially ones that have done everything possible to do what needs to be done, and they decide that they want to have an opportunity to play. Because Beville knew here he was not going to play. He was a backup to Dylan Gabriel, the most experienced one we had. And unfortunately, last season, things did not look very well for him against Texas, nor did it look well against TCU when he finished the game out when Gabriel got hurt. This year, we had Jackson Arnold, and we knew he was moving up the depth chart. We saw a little Beville here and there really late in games, so you didn't really need him. But the way that a lot of people were kind of responding to him, not cool, Sooner Nation, not cool. So let's do better and be better when it comes to that. But thank you, Davis. Hop in the comments. Make sure y'all wish him well on wherever he goes. Give him the last opportunity to play as a graduate. He'll have one more year left, and I think he deserves the opportunity to be able to play somewhere if he gets the opportunity to. So besides Davis Beville hitting the portal, we had another offensive player in which this room is stacked. We kind of expected. LV Bunkley Shelton, the wide receiver that transferred here from Arizona State. He'll have 2 years left of eligibility. And Shelton, LV did not get the opportunity to really shine here. Now, he came here from Arizona State. He had some pretty solid numbers, like 41 catches, 500 yards. He looked like, he'd been balling. Well, when he got here, we really only used him very sparingly. He had 5 catches total, about 57 yards in the time that he was here. The room, like I said, is stacked with Jalil Farouk, Jaden Gibson, Nick Anderson, just going down the line, Drake Stoops, Gavin Frick. The lineup, and now what's coming in with Jalil. We got Jaquez Petaway, and you're going to go down the line of all these new receivers coming in from Zion Kearney to KJ Daniels. We've got a large room, and unfortunately, the junior out of Compton, California, he was not going to break he wasn't going to break the 2 deep or the 3 deep. And he did a really good job of playing. He worked hard. He was known for a hard worker as well. So it wasn't one of those situations where there was any beef with him leaving or any issue. We knew that he was going to need to find an opportunity to play somewhere, and so he's gone. Now, he's not the only receiver I expect to hit the portal. I expect one more, at least, if not 2. But we'll see if that actually happens. Maybe one of them decides to stick around and go into the PWO status, leveraging NIL to pay for school. And he's just on the roster as a nice body, and maybe he may go and play. We don't know. But all I know is this. LV did everything you needed as a stand-up guy, as a corporate guy. And we appreciate him. So we're going to show him some love on that one. Hop in the comments. let LV know that you appreciated him being here as a Sooner, especially in the time when we were trying to refill that room after everybody decided to hit the portal last year when we got the new regime change. We thank him for his contribution. So now let's dive into the Alamo Bowl press conference. Let's talk about Seth Littrell and Joe Jon Finley, because I'm really excited about what we are going to potentially see in this coming game as well as next season with this new staff. Let's dive in, shall we? So you got Littrell and Joe Jon Finley. They addressed the media for the first time. They're at the Alamo Dome as the new co-offensive coordinators. I believe Seth Littrell is going to run most of the offense and be the play caller, with Joe Jon Finley working with them closely. And so there was a few nuggets I got out of it. And one of the big ones that I got out of this one was Seth Littrell's statement about taking the job and coming back to Oklahoma. As you know, the interesting thing about this game is that Littrell was the offensive coordinator at Arizona, right? And the funny thing about it is that he, the all-time leader in passing yards there is one of his quarterbacks in Nick Foles. So, yeah, the guy that, led the team and all of that. Yeah, Littrell was there with him in the Mike Stoops era. It's very fascinating to see that you had Nick Foles out there throwing for 3,100 yards. And, in that offense, they run the ball often too when they had him. And so I'm pretty excited to see what he does now that, he's got Jackson Arnold. But yeah, he had Nick Foles for 3 years while he was at Arizona. And he had over, what's that? 10,000 yards at Arizona in his career underneath Seth Littrell. But that's just kind of a side note. But what Littrell talked about there was one thing, was coming back to Oklahoma. And what intrigued me about that statement was he said that he's been trying for 23 years to get back. He's from Oklahoma. This is the place where he wants to coach, where he wanted to coach. He left, took some OC jobs, got that experience, head coach at North Texas. And as soon as, he was relieved of his duties, he decided to come be an analyst under Venables, which they worked. He was part of the 2000 National Championship team, so he knows Brent very well. Coming here, now he's running the offense with Joe Jon Finley, who's one of those people that are a fast riser in the ranks of the tight end of the offense world, calling plays. He's one of those people that a lot of coaches are looking at. But Littrell talked about, wanting to get back home, his excitement about being here. As you can see, that he's an old school guy. He's a tough guy. And the one thing that I like about seeing with him and Joe Jon Finley coming into this is one of the questions asked by the media was, what does it look like on the offensive side? First and foremost, he plans on keeping things similar this season in this bowl game. That way we're not going to see a bunch of new installations and new changes. That's the best part about having Joe Jon Finley and Seth Littrell coming in as current coaches, is they can keep the same terminology, keep things going, but then switch things up in the summertime, in the off season, when they can really work with Jackson Arnold and the rest of the players. That's the thing that I love about that. And he mentioned, they asked, what's that pace like? He said in some games he's thrown the ball 40 to 50 times. In other games he's run it 40 to 50 times. It's all about putting the players in the best position to be successful. So his focus is not about, we're going to throw the ball 1,000 times or, whatnot. It's about what looks best in the game and how we're going to be successful. So I anticipate a lot of adjustments. There'll be some games you'll see a lot of 2 tight end sets, 2 running back sets they're going to run the ball a lot. There'll be moments where you'll actually see them pass the ball quite often. You'll see some jet sweeps. Don't worry. You're going to see your favorite play, the jet sweep. You see the jet sweep. You're going to see a lot of zone run, split zone. You're going to see a lot of GT counter. You're going to see a lot of different stuff out of Littrell based upon the videos I watched of his old offenses at Indiana, Arizona, UNC. It's not going to be anything that's going to be simple. It'll be a little complex, but at the same time, our quarterback room will be successful from that. And so the press conference was really good. That's really the Cliff's notes from it. Hop in the comments. I actually put in the description the video from OU Insider from the interview. Check it out. Good stuff. You can learn about Joe Jon Finley as well as Seth Littrell. But I think the biggest thing is his excitement and how both of them love the expectations of being offensive coordinators at Oklahoma and being able to fulfill everything that, Oklahoma is known for. So I expect some explosive offense in the bowl game. So y'all should be excited just as much as I am. That's really what's dropped in the news for Oklahoma. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know what's your thoughts. How y'all feeling? Y'all ready for the bowl game? Who's going to be watching? Who's going to be there? Love to know in the comments if you guys are going to be checking it out. If you've made it this far, you like the content, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Love for you to join this family of college football fans. Talk a lot of OU football and college football in general. And we're going to be expanding like crazy after the bowl season. And so, YouTube says check out one of these videos. I highly recommend it. Curated it for you. And we will dive more into this after the game. Maybe I'll have a preview for you. Maybe I won't. We'll see. We'll talk soon. Peace.